I'm Raven, and what mentoring means to me is somebody that's able to give you guidance, give you wisdom, somebody that's also able to uplift you when you're down. Mentoring means to me that in a state or in a place where you are at in life, you are able to grow as a person. Somebody is able to take you step by step and mold you and grow you and give you advice and give you different scenarios of life that you probably or give you different outlooks in life that you probably wouldn't be able to come up on your own by yourself without them. A mentor is somebody who helps lead you, helps guide you, and also they're spiritual mentors that give you the knowledge and the wisdom and the power of God to catapult you into your gifts and things like that. So I believe mentoring is very important and very imperative even for the youth nowadays. Mentoring is something that some children are really lost that need it, and it's just a simple thing as guidance and somebody to know that somebody's behind you and somebody loves you and somebody cares about your well-being, and that can help get you to the next point in your life where you may feel stuck. I met Sade my senior year in high school. It was right before prom. I remember we started going to her dad's church, and I remember saying I didn't have any prom shoes. And she's like, oh, well, come on, I'll take you to go get prom shoes. And I remember when she came, I was getting my hair done, and she picked me up, and we went, got some money, and we went shopped and got prom shoes and went to Old Navy. And I never had a big sister. I never had another woman around my age to sit there and say, come on, I'll go with you, or come on, I'll do something for you, or come on, let's just go hang out. I never had that. And so that was the beginning of a beautiful friendship and sisterhood that we have, that she gave me an outlook on life. And we spent many days together. We went around and we did so many activities together, and she really helped build me and grow me and show me a different outlook on life that I only got from my mothers and my aunts and my grandmother, more mature than I am, that can give me different insights and different outlooks on different things in life. And also when I got ready to go to college, she helped me, she helped me move in, and she gave me a lot of wisdom and knowledge. And when I was in school, she came, and I think she picked me up one time, and she took my hand. Technically, she took my hand, and we walked around the financial aid office. I met a lot of people that she knew, and I just remember that being so profound in my life, because I didn't have that. Even though my mom went to college and she graduated, I don't think she had that. But for somebody to hold my hand through college, give me wisdom and knowledge, in the days that I was really down and out and I was crying, I had somebody to call to. That big sisterhood, that mentorship that she gave me will be everlasting, because I don't know where I would have been in college. I don't know what I would have been doing if I didn't have that kind of guidance and knowledge that she was able to provide for me. She was able to pray for me. She was able to cover me. She was able to teach me a lot of great things. Even in my walk in ministry, I learned a lot. She drilled a lot of things in me. There were a lot of deep conversations that she had with us. So Sade really pushed me to be a better person. I wanted to graduate in 4 years, and I did that. She made me have boundaries and set things for myself to accomplish. And so when we graduated on the same day, she from law school and I from college, I was like a little sad because she wouldn't be able to be there, and neither would I. But I know that none of it was in vain, and that without her, I probably would have spent an extra year in college. Without her, I probably wouldn't have been able to push like I needed to push, or the hardships I would have went through. Without her being there and supporting me, I probably would have fell to the wayside. So I'm really, really, really grateful for that. And so what came out of college, I dabbled in it in high school, was makeup. And makeup is something I really, really love. I'm always into the hottest trends or the newest thing. I have the newest palette, eyeliner, whatever you can name it, I'm probably have it. And so she helped cultivate that love that I have. And I've done her makeup a few times, and I've also begun to do other people's makeup in college. And I found that that's my niche. That's something I love outside of everything else I do. It's like one thing that it probably will never go away. It'll probably just be a love there that's just dear to my heart. And so that's how Ray Artistry came along. I was on the phone with her, and we was talking about business things, and then the name just popped into my head. And I said, oh, God gave me the name for my artistry. But that came about from a conversation that we had simply about my brand and Ray Artistry. So I'm very, very, very grateful for her and her words of wisdom and her kind calls and her checkups and her did you do this and did you do that, because without that radio rate artistry wouldn't be where it is today. The name probably wouldn't have come as easily if I wasn't on the phone with her. It just was a lot of things that Sade has contributed, mentoring me every day and throughout my last 6 years that I've known her. Mentoring is that important, because where I was and where I am now is a complete different. I was a rosebud and now I'm a blooming rose, a blooming flower. And so mentorship is so important to young ladies and men these days, because they may be a closed off seed, but if you just water them and you continue to toil with them, you continue to help them grow, they can too be a rose or a flower, whatever the case may be. So, okay, so education is important. Education is much more important when it comes to Sade. Sade is a stickler for education, and I can see why. Without education, I mean, you're limited to so many jobs and so many things you can actually do. But behind me going to college, I went to Dillard University, and at first I went for international business. Then I was like, nah, I could do international business anywhere. But I ended up doing accounting. And when I changed my major, Sade drilled me. She was like, are you sure this is something you want to do? You know, is this something you can make a career in? Is it something that you can grow in, you can prosper in? Would it be fitting to you? Is that something that you can do? Some people pick majors all the time that's not befitting to them, and then they get into it and it's not something they like or they love. But however, I do love what I do. I'm actually an auditor too for the state, and I really enjoy it. But that came about when I didn't know what I was doing in college, and I switched my major, and I was confused, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Sade pushed me to research the major. Okay, what kind of jobs can you get? What can you do with this? She's a stickler for education. She is something that's a passion of hers, and that passion flowed onto me, because even I'm trying to get back into grad school and make more of myself and say, hey, I can do this, and I want more than just 1 degree, but let me get 2 or let me get 3. And so I think when that came about in mentoring, she wants you to be the best you can be. She always wants you to work in the spirit of excellence in everything you do. But education was her thing, and that pushed me into being able to understand, without education and even without my major, would I be able to run my brand like I need to run it. Everybody needs an accountant, and everybody has money, but not everybody knows how to manage or to maneuver or to invest or how to keep up with their money. And so that came into play. That gave me a really great idea. I know later on in life I will start my own business, helping other businesses manage their money. But as it pertains to my own business, I can calculate how much I'm spending, how much I'm saving, how much I can charge somebody based on my degree that she helped me decide to be in, based on something that she knew that I could have a niche in, that I could possibly really be great at. And so that has helped me a lot. And along with her drilling me in my education, making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, she also helped me build up leadership skills in leading other people. Even in college, I was able to tell some of my friends, don't do that, don't do this. Even guide them when they were ready to switch their major. Are you sure this is something you want to do? Are you sure that this is what you can prosper in, that you can grow in, or whatever the case may be? And that advice that I gave them really helped them, because then they didn't switch their major. They stayed in what they stayed in, because one of the classes may have been too hard, or they may have failed the class, but hey, you can do this, you can finish, you can prosper. I mean, it's just a little stumbling block in the road. And so when she drilled in me, education was important. Also, leadership was important. Taking initiative in my education when I was falling behind in class, when I had questions or whatever the case may be. Have a relationship or rapport with your professors. And I was able to breed that until my classmates and my peers, where, come on, let's go talk to the professor together, or come on, let's try to figure this out together. And I learned at Dillard that I created a teamwork, like everybody, the team make the dream work. Like that is what I created. That's the atmosphere we had in every single class up until I graduate. Even now, I have group chats saying, okay, what you doing? How are you prospering in life? And how are you leading in life? And what are you doing in life? And so that I put out, I have received back, but I've also known and seen my peers grow. And to be mature leadership, I think leadership is important, especially among people who may not have the best of guidance, or they just not be the best in. So Leadership helped me in my business. I was able to take initiative. I was able to create an LLC. I was able to say, I think my brand should go into this direction. I think my brand should do eyelashes. I think we should partner with photographers, and let's just get creative and let's get artistic. I was able to take my leadership skill in my brand and flourish it. I was able to, even in ministry, I'm able to sit there and say, let's pray, or let's do a women's ministry conference that'll help them grow and give them insight and deposit words of wisdom in there, to be a leader in church, to be like, hey, I know that you can't do it today, but I'll do it for you. Just picking up the slack where slack is needed. Leadership is about the interest of the overall, not just what your title or your role is. If my pastor ever calls and say, hey, I need you to preach or minister, I got you, Pastor. Sade calls me, hey, I need you to do this. I need you to take the lead on this. I got you. Being a leader is not always in the forefront, but sometimes in the back, just making sure everything runs smoothly and it operates. Even in business wise, you don't always see the CEO and the face of the company out in the forefront. You see them in the back doing the meticulous things, the hard stuff, the math, the operations, the day-to-day, making sure things run smoothly, so the out result, the out input, or the product is what the client or the customer needs it to be. And that's